Papa the Sailor Man here. It's late and I can't even sleep, man. No? Sometimes it's like that. I tell you though, man. A crumble cake. A crumble cake. Red Virginia. Nice blend, man. The blenders, you don't think about them a lot, but they're blessed with that knowledge of, making tobacco a lot like the cooks, right? They're like the cooks. And the briar cutters, you don't think how much skill it takes, the eye, the hand coordination to be cutting briar. You know exactly where to get it, how to cure it, how to store it away. And I believe some of them put the briars in an oil base, boil them. It was done like that. I don't know if it's still. Everybody used to come up with their own technique to dry them out and get the sap out of them. You know? And then the Danish pipe makers come along in the 1950s and add the science of engineering and physics to make the right smoking machine. It just amazed me how far advanced Peterson was when he did that Peterson system. Mm-hmm. And the French came out with the classic, straight, perpendicular, easy to clean. It's great to draw. And it's boy, they put a heavy gloss on it. But as I smoke it, it's gonna go away. See, I got this bicuspid that's missing here, so I need a wider one. It's really nice, and for the price, I know it's an Italian second, but it's wood. Can you imagine the beech wood they used to, guys that had enjoyable smokes with them? This is great. Look, Crumble Cake, Virginia. And it's aged too. It's remarkable. I was talking to a friend earlier today about pipes and how to sterilize them, and being careful, lending out your pipes to other people. There was a time where you could just have a pipe, finish the bowl, sat there, and if your friend came along, well, can I have a smoke? And you go in there and you let them smoke it. You can't do that anymore. I remember when people shared pipes. Nobody thought about bacteria and when somebody had tuberculosis, you're constantly breathing in and out, or moles. Nobody thought any of that. We kind of all plagues and diseases. We know why. Hmm. You don't want to admit. You don't believe. And this is fine too. This is good. Got these two. You're gonna have probably another smoke tomorrow. One of this and this. Then put these away. Order me some more. And they got a great deal. Pipe and cigars. 3 pipes for $69. You can't beat that. Briar too. If you're looking for artisan, but if it's Briar and it holds tobacco and you can draw from it, you're gonna get a decent smoke if the tobacco is good. It's basically the tobacco. You can get almost any material and you can draw the tobacco from and smoke. It's not a great science. But with Briar, it lasts such a long time, man. I have one Briar. My brother uses it. I've had that Briar since 1996, and he using it, and it's still going strong. When I retired, I had given away all my pipes and stuff, man. My wife got sick, had cancer, but it was hereditary. I never smoked pipe around my wife at that time. Just at the job. Can you make it doing 4 hours a week and you can smoke as much as you want? I had it like that. Cigar taste. I tasted so many cigars, man. Good ones, bad ones, and I had a met so many people, man. So many nice people. I don't know where they went. I haven't. I lost track. Once I left New York and made the decision to come here, just went up into the mountains, and people move on. People move different places. You don't stay in contact. This is about the only community, the pipe community, where you can meet somebody and not see them for a couple of years, and all of a sudden see them at a pipe show. A lot of knowledgeable old timers gone. I used to sit there in the park and play chess, and the old timers were talking about blends I never had. They would talk about the different Burleys and, how they would use broadleaf with Burley and Cavendish. They had so much knowledge. It was passed on to them, and they passed. Some of them would toast their own tobacco. And back then they had great respect. If you was a pipe maker, you were good. The word of mouth, everything was the word of mouth. Now it's social media. Somebody puts out 2 or 3 pipes. Oh, he's a pipe maker. It wasn't like that back then. You had experienced pipe smokers that knew. Some of them themselves used to make pipes. And I'm sure 1920s, 1930s tobacco was more organic, less chemical enhancement, less additives. It's just, I tried the Granger, the half and half. Half and half is so different from a lot of tobacco, almost like cigarette uh, tobacco. It was used to make cigarettes, no additives, nothing. In the 1940s, things changed, but back in the late 1800s, when cigarette smoking was the rave, it's quite interesting how times change. And a friend of mine and me, Raul, he's been noticing, on different sites, he's noticing a lot of young people, whether it's a fad or lifestyle, are picking up the pipe, which is great. The thing about owning a tobacco shop is not to overexpand. Keep it small. Like if I had a pipe shop, I'd carry the major brands, the good ones, Danish, Italian, French, English, American made. Always have seconds there for people that can't afford it and not sure whether they wanna have this as a lifestyle. For you and I, it's a lifestyle. We smoke every day, and we enjoy it, and then it's a passion for me. And you have your different camps. You have those that are into the art of the briar and the styling, and some are into the physics, what can give you the best smoke, and some are into trying to find different material other than briar to smoke, and then there are us that I consider myself that we concentrate on the tobacco. We concentrate on making sure it's grown properly, making sure uh, the tobacco is good and the blends are excellent, that we can get consistency. It's amazing. My great uncles used to look at the sun and the rain on a yearly basis, and they knew when the tobacco that's being grown is going to be a good crop. Walk out there, take a tobacco leaf, put it in their cheek, taste it, the sun. The sun, if it was diffused or if it was harsh lighting, can tell you a lot about how that tobacco, strength of that tobacco. I remember when they started using nitric oxide and using, all kinds of stuff, and fertilizers and protein for the plants and stuff like that. It's complex, and then you don't think about the people that are handling the tobacco, have to actually go out there and pick it. They never get, you know, honored. They go day to day, or whenever the harvest, and actually have to go out there and pick it, bend over. I remember going to Bakersfield, California, and in parts of California, beautiful uh, San Fernando Valley and other places where they're growing tobacco and growing cherries. And you always had to have those people to get out there and actually pick it, And we complain of the prices, Oh, I'm paying too much or this and that. This is isn't. It's a luxury to smoke pipe, to smoke tobacco. It's a luxury, man. The poor guy, he can't afford to buy, you know, a $300 pipe, you know, or premium vintage 20 years tobacco. He's not gonna worry about the stem and ornaments and copper or silver, and he's just looking to smoke. You know, if he had a decent pipe and smoke some tobacco to liven up his life, you know, and we get all our false, we allow our false ego to, oh, I don't like this and I don't like that, instead of looking at a piece of briar and saying, you know, thank God for it, man. If we can, I can have my little pipe and my tobacco. I remember the old men on a budget sitting playing in the parks, Grand Concourse Park, Grand Cortlandt Park, Washington Square Park. They sit there play chess, and they couldn't afford, you know, a lot of tobacco. They get their check and they'll put money aside, save their pennies to buy 2 ounces of tobacco, and they cherish it, you know. Like I can buy you can buy the pound. Those guys never had it like that. I can buy by the pound, put it away, store it away, overdo it. And these old men that came from behind the Iron Curtain, man, they didn't get tobacco maybe once in a while, maybe in 3 or 4 months. When they came to America, man, and they sit in the park, and in the late 80s, a lot of Yiddish Jews and a lot of Polish people, they went through World War II, you know, and they come and all of a sudden they can go to a store in America and look for a pipe and get themselves a second, you know, and they can buy a Dr. Grable pipe and buy tobacco, you know, Middleton's tobacco and all those half and half that's been around for, you know, it was a luxury item, man. Truly, times have changed. We out here in the West, all prospering, you know. I can't complain. I'm blessed to be able to smoke tobacco, and every month I can buy a pipe. Every month I can buy a pipe if I wanted to. But then it become, you know, why I'm gonna buy a pipe every month when I can only smoke one at a time. You know, the others are just sitting there. So when somebody comes around and can't afford it, you know, I'm not using it. That guy wants it, and he wants a little tobacco. Why not give it to him? You know. You go to the pipe shows, pipes everywhere, all kinds of pipes, and we can afford to go and spend $1,000, $2,000 on briar, the pipes and tobacco and I always try to keep in touch with the human element, the people. You know, when I see somebody, I'm glad when I smoked, it wasn't as popular. It wasn't that popular in the '70s. I mean, you had your those that were born before World War II still smoking pipe and enjoying themselves, but the hippies and they didn't smoke pipe. They smoked something else. Well, I appreciate it. And I think Dr. Grabo's still around, and Mission Cobbs is still around, and now they act acrylic stems. You know, I like the old stems in a way because they're easy on the teeth. You can clench down, I can hold it. But then again, it's pretty cool to see people with acrylic and doing, being creative with corn. And, and some people have been working for 30, 40 years, 15, 20 years, you know, doing the same thing. You know? And they get paid, and it might not be much, but they're happy they're working and happy that they feel that they're contributing to somebody's happiness that's smoking, you know? That's what it's about, the human element. Sharing. Sharing with others what we have, you know? Well, I'm not going to give my tobacco to anybody. This is my tobacco. Share, man. I'd chill with somebody that want to have a smoke with me and say, hey, man, try that, try this, try that. And you see them like, wow, man, you got a lot of tobacco. I say, here, man, take that. Take the 4 ounces or whatever. Now we got social media and we can really keep in contact with people. Ain't that amazing, man? You got cell phones and heartbeat. I can call a pipe maker in France, so I can just want to call somebody that's I could call Mimo, who's out in the field cutting pipes, and talk to his wife or talk to whoever. Oh, he's not in the office right now. And how's the industry going? Oh, and they can tell you right there. You know, in 1 minute you can find so much, so much. Oh, it's coming out. The Danish are moving to Italy. More pipes and pipes are coming out of Italy. The Briar, I mean. And then you got little places like St. Claude still there. You can go to St. Claude and it's like pre-World War II. And it's still quainty and quiet town and people buying pipes, and that's nice too, you know, that you still have mom and pop shop. Muncher Piper went to Boswell's. I think he traveled a couple of states to get there, and just to be able to sit in a tobacco shop where you could smoke is a privilege now. It used to be a given. You won't smoke anywhere. Now it's a privilege to find your spot and smoke your tobacco. Well, that's it. My tape is running out. Say to the Piper Man, Papa, the Sailor Man with random thoughts. Have a good smoke. Once I finish this, I'll catch some shut eye. Good night.